My name is Paul Serene. I founded Monarch Solutions 17 years ago with a very clear purpose. There are those who would question my actions. I'm recording this as a final statement of vindication, a testimony of how things came to be. I've always been devoted to my mission. Never deterred from my goal, no matter the sacrifice. Because I've seen where this leads. I've seen where it all ends.
We have a problem. No word from Jack Joyce's transport. It should have arrived here by now. We may have a traitor on the inside. You're due for your treatment. I'll find who's behind this.
Find Jack. That's our priority. Get your best man on it.
There's more. As you know, Jack's level of interference led to unexpected complications. Witnesses from the university were transported here. You need to take a look. We can't afford any further obstacles at this stage of the plan. Now, I see two options. We could use force, remove any loose ends. But if those witnesses disappear,
The public will start asking questions, potentially turn on Monarch.
Alternatively, I could mount a broad PR strategy, get the city on our side.
All clear, sir.
But that leaves us with
The loose ends.
Precisely. The choice is yours, but keep in mind, the men will view your decision as a
Serene?
unified strategy moving forward.
Oh, I just love the way this game looks, and the story is so great. I love how the bad guy isn't necessarily a bad guy.
Issue at hand. Liam Burke over there can explain the situation in more detail.
Of course. I want this delivered to my office.
What is it?
A reminder. How long until the core is ready for transport?
It'll be en route to Monarch headquarters in less than an hour. Installation should be complete before the gala.
Good.
Alright, so as you can see, there are collectibles in this section too, which we've already collected a lot of them. There is, however, you can see a quantum ripple that we're going to be going through here, and 2 documents, which we've already picked up everything. So I don't want to show you, like I said, everything that there is here, but
Paul, the men are waiting for your input.
just want to show you a little bit of the environment and all that. So this is the junction where you're kind of in between the different acts. You will have to make kind of, some tough decisions in this section on how you want to continue. Now, obviously, you can continue by being just a true villain and doing what must be done, or you can kind of... This is what I mean by the game isn't kind of straightforward. It gives you options of just how you would like the game to continue, and of course, the story will adapt to the way that you do that.
Sir?
Me, with the way that I am, you try to think on... I have a goodness in my heart, so I don't want to be too much of a villain here, and you're going to see the 2 different options that we have to choose from, and you'll be able to kind of figure out the kind of person that I am, and I'll explain why I choose decisions that I do in the actual walkthrough.
Jack would never understand the necessity of what I'd done. It wasn't the death William deserved, but his knowledge posed too great a risk to our plan.
So this is the only weird thing that I want to say. If you look at them, right, you're going to see document on both Jack and William. So they say William is older than Jack, but if you actually look, the date of birth for William is 3/4/1978. Okay? And if you look at Jack's, it says 1/12/1976. Yet in the actual game, in the commentary and in the story, they say that William is the older brother. So I don't know if that's something that's going to be fixed. It's obviously something very, very small, but it's something that I want to note. And hopefully that is something that maybe they'll watch and maybe put in a patch or something like that, just to make it more... I want to believe in the story more, so obviously little continuity errors like that can go a long way.
It was the first time I'd visited the Ground Zero operation in ages. The location I'd arrived in when I went 17 years back in time. The location where my fate was sealed 6 years ago.
And I love the guy who they got playing the villain from Game of Thrones. Oh, it's so great.
We had Jack in custody, but I was starting to witness visions from the future which made it clear that could change very soon.
Okay, so like you could see here in the briefing, because he knew exactly what was going to happen, where he was going to be. He will be Chronon enabled at this time, predicted by to not manifest until 2 hours after. Which obviously it took less than that, so he wasn't there, so he didn't know exactly when all that stuff would happen. Alright, so now we're going to move on here, and we're going to show you guys the two different choices you have.
This? Amy Ferrero. She's one of the witnesses. Awaiting your orders on how to proceed.
My powers grew stronger, even as the Chronon syndrome worsened. I could choose a path that would become the actual future, but it wasn't optional. The moment wouldn't end until I made up my mind.
Alright, so this is the whole point of the junction. Is the junction power reveals two potential futures. Your decision at each one of these points will steer the story in both the game and the live action show, which is really cool in my opinion. So we have two options. We can go the hardline route or the PR route. I will show you the the hardline route first.
Any potential threats to our plan need to be erased.
Wait!
Monarch would take a hardline approach. Crush all obstacles, eliminate all witnesses. It would be harsh. But I had made hard choices for the greater good before.
I dug through the area and I found everything I could on your bro. This is messed up, man. I trusted Monarch.
But the people of Riverport would turn against us. Our secrets would be safe, but the public would hate us, and Jack would gain new allies.
Monarch's got no authority to stop you, and you tell that to everybody on that bridge.
Alright, so if Serene chooses the hardline approach, he orders all witnesses to the university operation eliminated. This is that kind of that moral choice on what do you want to do, and how does this affect the story in the long run? Is it better to eliminate all of this? Is there going to be a better outcome from it, or you know what's going to happen? And now I'm going to show you the PR route.
Initialize a PR campaign.
I want a statement.
And that violence was because of Jack Joyce.
Monarch would take a PR-friendly approach and manipulate the public into siding with us. Our lies would give us control.
The manhunt continues as authorities search for Jack Joyce.
Hey, somebody's sneaking around down there. Hey! I think that's Jack Joyce!
We'd use the media to expose, then hunt for Jack.
I uploaded all the files I stole on that USB stick from the Monarch security station.
But the eyewitnesses would be out there, and Jack would learn our secrets.
So this is like that kind of choice, you know. Serene chooses the PR approach. He manipulates the media to frame Jack as the villain in the university incident. So what do you want to do? You know, what are you going to do? This is a choice based off of your own personal character. Do you think of it as, since you're the villain, you go the hard route choice? Or do you think of it as the kind of person that you are inside and go the PR choice? As you saw, there were two different outcomes who Jack had helping him. You know, if we kept her alive by going the PR, she will be there with him to guide him, and that would be an ally for him. However, if he doesn't, she would, you know, obviously die, and then people would not know he was the bad guy. He'd be able to move around easier. He'd have more allies. So it's just kind of like, what choice do you want to make? And it's really tough to come up with an actual decision. So what I'm going to do is the decision that I'm doing, and I think I'm going to stick with it, is the PR route. I don't want to be a huge villain, so I don't want to kill all of these innocent people, you know, which I feel there's no reason to kill if we could manipulate the system into making us look like the good guy and then Jack the bad guy. That is probably what I'm going to choose for the actual walkthrough. For that reason, I'm going to show you guys here the hardline approach, so that you guys can see the outcome of what happens if you choose the hardline as opposed to the PR, which means that when you watch the following cinema, or should I say the episode, it will have the hardline approach, but when you watch the episode in my actual walkthrough, it will have the PR approach. So I thought this was the best way to do it, so I could show you guys the different outcomes that you can do. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and here we go.
We're taking the hard line. Any potential threats to our plan need to be erased.
Take her and the others to the Ground Zero operation.
Make it quick. Painless.
No, wait. Please! Please stop! Please! Help me!
Jack!
There's no other way out. I'm going through the machine.
Oh, wait. No! Jack! This way! Jack!
I use my power to guide us, to decide how to best prepare for the inevitable end of time. That gives the chosen few a chance to survive. I've seen the end of time.
All right, so there you go. Now, as you can see, you've got exactly what happened, and the outcome. You get to see what your friends have done, what the community have done. Friends, Melanie Mac agreed with your choice. So someone else who has played this game has agreed with my choice. And you can actually see the different choices that the people make. My good friend DanQ8000 went with PR, which is what I'm most likely going to go for in the end, because that's just the kind of person that I am. But I wanted to show you this other choice as well, to give you guys as much of the different choices that you get as possible. But I do like how you can take a look, and you can see the community. We are strong. Only 29% of the community went with the hardline approach. So it's going to be very, very unique to see the different branching storylines, and it's going to give you a reason to want to play it, you know, several different ways. Remember, each junction between each act is going to have a different choice for you to make, and that choice will branch the storyline one way to another. So every little change that you do is going to be different. So there are multiple ways that you could go around playing this game and having different outcomes to the story and different outcomes for characters. And I just love that type of approach. This is a story-driven game, and I think that the fact that you get to drive the story in whatever way that you want really makes me love this game even more. So with that being said, now I think it's time to move on to the actual episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really, really do hope you're enjoying this early gameplay for Quantum Break. And of course, I will see you on the next one. Peace out, bitches.
Shut up!